What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the boxing clinic. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to everybody on that boxing grind. It's the boxing movement. And we're doing a lot of boxing lately. We're going to switch it up and touch some different things when things come up. But, back to the boxing grind. And, I had heard Elder Alvarez, part of his step aside was to face Dmitry Bivol. I don't think that's going to be true. It sounds like main events is going to line up Sullivan, Barrera, Dmitry Bivol. I think Kathy Duva said in an interview that he had to, Kovalev had to go to Bivol, and it looked like Bivol wants Sullivan Barrera, which he should have got him in November, because they was like 1 and 2 in the rankings or something like that, but they just gave Bivol the Super WBA titles and let him defend it versus Trenton Brodenhurst, which was a joke, a guy that didn't belong with him in the ring, and now it sounds like he wants to go for Sullivan Barrera, and that should be a good fight. A lot of people are hopping on Dmitry Bivol bandwagon. And but like I said, man, this guy like 11, 12 fights, not versus upper echelon competition. I think his best win was over Cedric Agnew. And what you got to look at is experience, man. You have to go through those trials and tribulations, and I keep telling people this, and it keeps proving to be factual. It takes a special individual to jump over the experience factors in the sport of boxing and to be a legit world champion. This guy Bivol isn't a legit world champion. He didn't beat a legit champion. He didn't beat a legit contender. He didn't even beat a legit prospect. You see what I'm saying? So it takes a special boxer, a special talent, special character, special mental fortitude to jump over the steps that it takes to be a real world champion. And Sullivan Barrera has been through those steps. He beat 6'4" Shavansky, who's fighting Kovalev for a world title before he even gets a chance to fight for a world title, which is crazy. He got that learning experience from Andre Ward, then left Abel Sanchez and got with a new trainer, and then took off. He looks like a totally different fighter. He fought the tough guy in Joe Smith Jr. with a big punch, got off the canvas, and took his best shot again and again, and got the whooping on him. He's an experienced, seasoned fighter now with gold medal pedigree from the Pan Am Games. You see what I'm saying? He has experience going the distance. You see what I'm saying? He has experience in there with a pound for pound great that he held his own with for the most part with Andre Ward. He has that experience. And ever since that experience with Andre Ward, which was a great, valuable experience that you can't even put in a check. You can't put a cash value on that experience he got from Andre Ward. And if you probably asked him to be honest, he would say you can't put a value on that experience as well. That took him to another level. That let him know that there is another level that he can reach, that he can compete and go all 12 award, that he can have, that he can box. And he just looks like a different fighter after that. And I would heavily favor him over Dmitry Bivol. It's not that Bivol's just not as talented as Barrera. He don't have the experience. And everybody look at the talent. Oh, he can punch hard, the power, oh, this and that. But nobody looks at a boxer's deficiencies. Nobody looks at, he only got 11, 12 fights. He's not that seasoned. You know why people don't look at that like that? Because people ain't never boxed before. People ain't never, you ain't got to box. People ain't never did MMA, karate. People ain't never played football, basketball, seriously. No organized sports you ever play. And once you play organized sports and stuff like that, experience factor. Like basketball, you can go up to the court, the neighborhood court, and run up all day 5-on-5. But if you get into an organized referee, 5-on-5, 10 people, 12 people league, team, in an organized basketball situation, to make that analogy, it's a totally different ball game. It's unity, it's togetherness, it's experience that you get by playing on that court. It's different from playing a pickup game. And that's the same thing I'm trying to compare it to boxing with. It's easy to look good against these guys that you tailor-made to match against. But once you fight somebody that's out the mold, that you can't perfectly matchmake with, then you start seeing guys' deficiencies. Then you start seeing the fish out of the water. Then you see a big fish. You see a big fish in a small pond be a big fish in the fucking ocean. And that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? He's a big fish, Bivol, in a small pond. Barrera's been a small fish in a big pond, being there with Shavansky, Andre Ward, and a host of other people, But now he's going to have an opportunity to fight Bivol. And if Bivol's up for the challenge, he's going to get smoked. Especially if he don't get that proper sparring in, you dig? If he don't get that proper sparring in with high-level amateurs, with high-level prospects and contenders, and possibly if you get some champions in there that can box and move and that has the experience, that has the skill level of Barrera, You know, he gonna be in trouble, man. He can punch for sure, but you need more than power. And it comes straight forward against Barrera. You know, can he beat Barrera? Absolutely. If you get the proper sparring and the proper preparation, yes, he's a very talented young fella. And I've been saying that from the beginning. He's more polished than Anthony Yard. And some people call me crazy. Some people agree. But he has an amateur background and pedigree. But at the end of the day, so does Barrera, and he has the professional background and pedigree now. He's been through the trenches. Bivol hasn't been through them trenches. Bivol hasn't tasted the resistance from another fighter. He hasn't been cut over the nine. He hasn't been hit at will. He hasn't been in there with anybody that's tough, that's as good as what Barrera been in there with. And that's just my point of view on it. Hopefully it happens. We out.